Hello, hello. I'm the official name raider. One of these days I'll learn how to do my intro correctly. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Stunky and Skuntank. Okay, going over. First one, Stink Bomb. I don't hate it. I remember seeing something like this for wheezing, coughing. I don't even know if it showed up in that episode, but I know I've seen it before. And I think I've even maybe had it as a placeholder, so yeah, and I believe Skuntank can actually learn Explosion if I remember correctly. So I could see it working. I think I would stand by the notion that wheezing would probably be the better option, but I understand it. LaFume, he doesn't give acknowledgement to fucking Looney Tunes, which apparently they got rid of that character. I guess Pepe Le Pew was deemed offensive, but you can go kill hookers in GTA, so that's totally fine. LaFume, I'm half and half on. Like, part of me is like, oh, that's kind of cool, but another part's like, it's kind of boring. Stinker's fucking stupid, Grossum's fucking stupid, Gasmaster's fucking stupid. Those are all things a literal 6-year-old comes up with. Biohazard he has used many times before, and I am totally fine with Biohazard. He uses this for quite a few poison-type Pokemon, and I think you could throw that on to just about any poison type and it'll work. I did basically acknowledge Pepe Le Pew without outright saying Pepe Le Pew. Yes, that one's totally fine. I get that. That's basically what I came in expecting. Like, if that's not your first instinct when you see Skuntank or think of a Skuntank nickname, you probably didn't grow up on Looney Tunes or have Looney Tunes in your life, even in the slightest. Also, acknowledging here Taylor Whiff. That one was stupid and cheesy, but kind of got a smile out of me. And because he says Stinkfinger here and he goes in a completely different direction than my brain goes to, he's talking about Badfinger, which is a rock group. I think about the song Stink Fist from Tool. Just an idea. Also, I'm going to warn you, he's got some fucking crazy ass ideas that I would not recommend. Pestilence, that's a good name. You could use Binding Vibes like Bayonetta style. Very simple, carries a lot of meaning. It's just a good name by itself, and I mean, I'm attracted to this kind of thing. So, I fully support it. Keep it in mind, you could throw it on to quite a few people, really. I feel like those kinds of nicknames are very open-ended to where you could give it to, I'm gonna say, just about anybody. Now, I kind of avoid most of the fart jokes and poop jokes because they're just not very clever. But I do kind of like skid mark because firstly it makes that joke, but also kind of like the mark on its, on the stripe. And also I feel like skid marks is kind of a subtle poop joke. How many people played Ratchet and Clank and didn't realize the character was named Skid McMarks, as in skid marks? Warheads I'm completely fine with. I don't think it has a fucking thing to do with it, but it makes me think of the candy, and that's naturally where I go to. I mean, I guess, oh no, because you wouldn't. I feel like you make a different face when eating something sour than you would be smelling something terrible. I think your cheeks go in two different directions. But generally, I like the idea of Warheads as a nickname. Crop Duster, I'm going to acknowledge, is another subtle one because I kind of didn't learn what that was until I think like last year, where my manager would say that if some people didn't leave the restaurant, he would walk over there, fart, and then leave. And that was how I learned what crop dusting was. I worked for some pretty cool people back then. Alright, we've reached the bottom, and I don't feel like we saw too much, if I'm honest. Meant to show us earlier, spreadsheet's empty. The ones that were really worth acknowledging, Pepe Le Pew, because, you expect to see that. Skid marks, and, I mean, I'm half and half on crop duster. It's just funny. I like it more than I like fart, or diarrhea, Like, it's less in your face and calling you an idiot about it. And then skid marks I'm okay with just because the stripe. Comment suggestion, also Pepe Le Pew. And this one I had to look up just because it threw me off and I was like, what the hell? In Mystery Dungeon, one of the Mystery Dungeon games, I'm assuming just whatever came out for Gen 4, Skuntank will have a thing where he says, like, he's the leader of Team Skull. They made a Team Skull in one of the Mystery Dungeon games. So, I get that. I feel like that's going to be I don't know how many people are going to get it, just because I don't know how many people care about the Mystery Dungeon games. I saw the Mystery Dungeon games, and I was like, wow, I do not want to play that. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'm half and half on it. Like, I think if you want to do it, maybe Team Skull would probably be a better idea over Guzma. I hate the pronunciation. And the one I thought of myself was Melina from Mortal Kombat because her animality is her turning into a skunk. Now, technically Melina is also kind of just a people name, but I have only seen one other Melina in the entire world, and that was the professional wrestler from like 2005. So I think even if that might be a real name, like that's super uncommon, and I think most people are going to associate Melina as a name with Mortal Kombat. So I'm going to like push my own little bias towards that, but those are the ideas. I don't have a personal choice. I might maybe use Melina just because of I came up with it myself and that's it, but even then I'm still not in love with it. So, if you want to win my heart, or the internet's heart, or your mom's heart, your mom watches my videos, surprise. Put your ideas in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones that you think are good, and yeah, tell her I said hi.